All right, the time is 6:30 and a quorum being present, I call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda, we don't have any minutes, so we can go straight to agenda item A, request for certificate of compliance for Dylan Coster, 60 Shawshene Ave, Assessors Map 112-69. Could you please introduce yourself for the record, and the floor is yours.
Dylan Coster, the owner
I
of...
think you turned the mic off.
Sorry. Dylan Coster, the owner of 60 Shawshene Avenue.
And you're here for a certificate of compliance. I think the last time we talked, we were just, there's that spout that was kind of tearing up the lawn, and we wanted to see plantings there. And there was also, did you come back to install a propane tank? Is that what I read in the?
I believe that was on the site plan. And,
That was on the site plan.
Approved by the fire department.
All right. All right, so can you give us an update?
Yeah, an update. We stabilized the property. We spread the loom. It was hydro seeded. And I also installed 2 Cultec systems on the back right side of the property where the runoff was. So now that is in a Cultec system, and then the front right. So that's helped with the runoff.
All right. All right, I mean, it looks pretty good. I don't have any issues. Does anybody?
Looks exactly what we wanted to see.
Yeah.
You got some grass growing and rock on.
How's the grass growing now? I mean, it's been a couple weeks since the photo log that we got in mid-May.
Yeah,
A couple weeks after, is everything?
It's growing.
fine?
It's yeah. There's no issues.
Been watering it?
Yeah. When it doesn't rain.
All right, if there's no further questions from the commission, I'll take a motion to approve this request for a certificate of compliance.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is item B, request for a certificate of compliance for John Magano, 129 Marshall Street, Assessors Map 33, Lot 10. Could you please introduce yourself, and then the floor is yours.
Hey, good evening. John Mangano. I live at 371 Foster Road, Tewksbury, and I'm looking for the certificate of compliance for 129 Marshall Street.
All right. So I'm concerned about this one because where is it? The letter of substantial compliance, there's a large masonry wall that wasn't approved. The planting area is less than half of what we agreed on, and there's no signs installed for the wetland markers. So the wall,
First of all, the markers are up.
they are up.
The markers are up. The wall came in as, we had to raise the site because the soil was really tough at the bottom. We had to bring up the grade of the house like 2.5 feet. And then we built a retaining wall, and then we just wrapped it, trying to, just so it wasn't so steep into the wetland. So I know it shouldn't be there, but it was a very difficult site, and it was like the best way I thought I could do to make that right out there.
And that might be, but like,
hear
when that happens, you got to come to us to.
Yeah, I
tell
didn't
us
realize
about
it to the very end, to be honest with you. I got you.
It seems like a pretty major wall. I'm personally a bit uncomfortable approving this because there's just no information about what that wall is actually doing. If it's going to support the wetlands, by all means, but like that should be, something can prove that this wall is beneficial to the wetlands and the homeowners. Like it just seems like it's a giant wall that was put there.
Not a giant wall, it's a 5-foot wall. I get it. Believe me, I understand. I'm not looking to fight with you. I just try to make a tough situation the best I could, and like I said, the site was a little more difficult than we expected when we started over there. And, I understand that the wall shouldn't be there.
Was any of this communicated with
No.
Abigail or
No.
the Conservation Commission
No.
during the construction?
No. 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 No.
So as
The site's stable. The new homeowners living in there, they're happy with what's there. And so that's,
It sounds like you had to kind of do what you had to do. I'm sure it cost you a lot of money to put the wall in.
it wasn't free. Was not free. Plus, yeah, that was the other issue. The neighbor next door, he saw the grades up and he asked me if I could put a wall in. I said, okay. And then we wrapped it around there to try to hold the corner, so it didn't wash out. So,
All right, well, I mean, it's still, I get why the wall's there, but if the wall's there and it's damaging the wetlands, we can't approve that. If you can come back with something proving that the wetland is benefited by having this wall here, then
I got you.
the last one we just did, there was a wall that was kind of in the same spot and we didn't think that much of it. But, when they did all that, it was under the condition that this is what's going to benefit the wetlands.
Yeah.
And then also the planting area, with the wall and less than half of what was proposed, I would
We
like
did
to.
put an extra bush in.
What's that?
We put an extra wetland bush in.
Well, I mean, you proposed 555 square feet and there's only 225, so.
I got you.
If it's that easy, then yeah, let's go back and put a couple extra wetland bushes where they were supposed to be put and stuff.
I mean, I can definitely do that. I can put a couple more bushes in and I can have my soil scientist talk to Abby, whatever it is to make you guys, good with it. I believe me, I know it wasn't going to be easy
Agree
coming
with
in
Dan.
here
Like,
tonight.
You come back with a restoration plan that kind of complies with the initial order conditions, I think. I mean, myself would be more apt to approve the order conditions, but right now I agree with the chair, with what he's saying.
The who?
The chairman.
Chair.
Oh, I think he's the sheriff.
He's the sheriff too.
All right, not a problem.
I do not want that title.
Yeah. But like you said, the grass is being cut. It's a stable site now. And we just moved a new family in town in there and everyone seems pretty happy out there. So, and we did go into those wetlands and we pulled out a lot of tires. I probably pulled a dozen tires out of there and brought them down to the tire store in Wilmington to recycle them. Because once you get one, they just keep coming. So,
That's going
Anyway.
to decrease mosquito
but anyway,
population.
they were kind of buried in the muck, they just kept rising up. So it's a cleaner site than it was, But, yeah,
Where are the conservation signs then too? I'm just curious about where they're located.
Around the trees, they got to.
They're on the trees.
They're on the trees, but where are the trees located, I guess?
Down towards them.
I
Are they where the initial
I sent
plan showed them,
pictures.
or are they at different
Okay, I
locations? It's hard to tell by the pictures.
I
and
sent the
plan.
pictures.
Yeah.
They're just further back, so they're at the tree line, which is approximately like the wetland
A
line.
limit of work, yeah. So,
All right. So I guess I will entertain if there's no further discussion, did you?
So shouldn't the signs be at the 25-foot?
That's
No
kind of where I
bill?
was going,
Because
where they were
if they're
posted
not,
versus the
if they're
plan.
not at the 25-foot, then the homeowners won't know not to dump leaves and stuff in there and,
they're at the limit of work where we had the wattles. That's where we put them up. And, I mean, it's all clear to there. I mean, it's pretty defined out there where the wetland is and where it isn't, so.
Where are the?
They're supposed to be right here, not at the wetland flags themselves, but further away, as Linda was saying.
Yeah.
And where I was asking, where were they put versus where the work occurred? Because the plans show them in one location.
I guess, my opinion is, let's assume that the wall stays, because that would be, pretty difficult. Right now, the proposed signs would be kind of like halfway in the yard.
So plant some 4x4 posts and put the signs on the posts?
I was going to
You
say,
know what's
like,
going to happen.
what?
They're gonna take down the post.
They're going to toss
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
a common sense guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not
That's
looking to
what I was
fight
going to
with
say
you,
is that
but I
the,
put those in there, they're
Because
going to
it's
toss
common
them.
sense and regulations though, too. at the
I
end of
got
the
you.
day.
I got you.
So you can't
They're gonna
just say
say-
common sense overrules regulation.
They're going to say, we liked him on
Appropriate.
we liked him on the tree better is what they're going to say to me, but I'll put him in. I'll move him up.
My opinion is we can't worry about what happens later.
Correct. We have to
deal with
comply with
I got you.
WPA and what the regulations,
Makes
and
sense.
common sense is
And
common
what
sense,
they
but you
choose
can't
to
just
do is,
defer
you know,
it, pretty much.
Gotcha.
yeah.
but can we meet in I don't know if it's the middle, but at the wall, put them there.
I got
So,
you.
like,
Bring him forward.
bring them forward so they might not be exactly 25 feet, but they're not
Yep.
at the wetland line.
I got you.
Right, so they're gonna fill it in with grass clippings.
Yeah,
Right.
They're not supposed to.
yes.
Okay. All right, we'll take care of that. Now, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes, could I have if no further discussion is to be,
Before the commission votes to
Yep.
continue, I need a specific, like, month. We have to fill out a form now.
yes.
So I need the date, or at least the month that you're hoping that they
The
return.
next meeting is June 25th. If you need more time, I don't know the meeting
I think
after
we can get
that.
this done for you by then.
All right,
Get the
so-
calculations figured out, get the sign set up,
Mm-hmm.
and plant a couple more bushes, whatever, I'm going to have my botanist talk to Abby and work something out,
Mm-hmm.
and if that sounds.
I was gonna say, I think the board needs to approve a restoration plan at this point in time.
Yeah, so why was only half of the area planted that was supposed to be planted?
Because the grades got so high, because I started with 3.5 feet higher than I should have been, but I had to get out of the water. And so the grades are up and it just, how do you end, And so that's why I put the wall up, because you wouldn't want a slope like that into your wetland, so I put a wall there. So,
All right. Because
So you need a new restoration plan, the
Yeah.
signs, and some more plantings.
I wouldn't move forward with the plantings until the board approves the
Right,
restoration.
I got
plan,
you, I got you. Okay.
all right, so could I have a motion to continue this to the next meeting on June 25th, 2025?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well.
Thanks.
All right,
Thank
see you in
you.
a couple weeks.
Before you leave. can I just-
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're under stricter scrutiny. All right. Next item, we have a couple emergency certifications. Agenda item C, emergency certification for 20 Hemlock Road, Assessors Map 69, Lot 22. Abby, could you fill us in on the details?
This was the tie-in to municipal sewer with a failed Title V.
Seems pretty standard. Any questions or comments from the commission?
I have none.
If there's no questions or comments, could I have a motion to ratify the emergency certification?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Agenda item D, emergency certification for 220 North Billerica Road, Assessors Map 62, Lot 7. Could you fill us in on the details?
This was the tie-in to municipal sewer with a failed Title V.
Again, seems pretty straightforward. Any questions or comments from the commission? Not hearing any, could I have a motion to ratify the emergency certification?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. And now we have agenda item E. This is an enforcement order for Marcos T. Aguilar for 617 Shawshene Street, Assessors Map 84, Lot 36. Could you please introduce yourselves for the record?
Jim Hanley, Civil Design Consultants.
Stacy Nichols, Modern Colonial Designs.
All right, so my understanding is that there was a bunch of vegetation cut down in an area that was before anybody came to the commission, we issued a violation notice saying, basically, get everything in order, submit an application, and come back the next meeting. That didn't happen, so we issued an enforcement order. And looking at this, my concern is, like, right now, I don't know which way this enforcement order has to go, because the lot seems so small that I don't know if it's a buildable lot. If you're outside of the, 100-foot buffer zone and complying with everything else, we can't, like, the enforcement order can't be to, go build something you're not allowed to build. So it might have to be, return this lot to the previous state and, plant trees again. So that's what I'm concerned about. Again, like, I think, I don't want to speak for everybody on the commission. I would rather we continue this enforcement order hearing until we are provided more information about the feasibility of actually developing this lot. Because right now, in some ways, it's better than what it was. There was a lot of trash there, but it's still just kind of an empty lot that's not complying with any of the commission, bylaws and WPA, laws and stuff. So I'll have.
Okay, so the lot is a pre-existing non-conforming, right? So Stacy's going to have to get an attorney to put together I guess it would be like a Section 6 finding of Chapter 40A or something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure, but we're aware that that's an issue. To give you just the timeline on it, like literally Stacy dropped off the sign proposal to my office on a Friday at like 10. And then I think it was by 3 o'clock, Abigail had called me saying, hey, I think something's going on. Like, so we just didn't know, and the homeowner didn't appreciate the process and the fact that they were as close as they were. They got a little too ambitious. They cut it. We're aware of it. I did have this letter from Abigail with the filing dates. I just couldn't make the filing. It was too tight for us based on everything else we had going on. We are in the process of putting together the plan work now for single-family residential. This lot in particular has floodplain, riverfront area, your wetland. There's a lot going on, but we intend on filing that. I think your filing deadline is 2 weeks from today for the next available filing deadline. That's our intention. We hope to have it out next week. And in the meantime, work with the planning or building department to address the pre-existing non-conforming. So we have a plan. Unfortunately, we're in this position and it's just taking a little bit of time to work through.
All right. I mean, you're a frequent flyer at these meetings, so I appreciate it. Like, even if it's just something, getting the DEP file number, just so we have something on record, even if it's a continuation, the first meeting and stuff, I would really appreciate getting something, filed in time. It sounds like you're already on your way and stuff, but I'll open it up to the rest of the commission if there's anything.
So the property owner is filing an LOI and going through the process. Is that a fair?
Yeah, through Stacy's company. Yeah. It was just that miscommunication between property owner and the builder. We are where we are.
No issues.
I think it's a tough site because it's like right in the middle of town. Everyone sees it and everyone's like, what?
Yeah, I mean.
This day and age, someone actually went and cut down all those trees right on the river.
It's a great opportunity to redevelop what is kind of an eyesore, historically with all the trash that builds up. So I don't think, I'm personally not like, I would rather just see this, open land, like build a house by all means, but it's like, it's right next to the most frequently, store in town, besides maybe the new brewery.
Yeah, they didn't do it with the hopes that no one would see.
No.
Trying to get away with it. I mean,
We weren't hiding it.
Yeah, right.
All right, so I don't want to take immediate action.
So you can keep this open and continue it and then the next hearing we'd have
Am I wrong? Can
simultaneous.
we continue without ratifying this enforcement order?
I believe so.
All right. Yeah, I would personally
I'm in
rather.
favor of just continuing it if. they
Yeah,
move
okay,
forward with the
okay.
process.
Yeah, it's already in process.
Yeah.
so-
Right, yeah.
All right. Then in that case, could I have a motion to continue this enforcement order to, I'll say, the June 25th, 2025 meeting, and,
Is that enough time or do you need more time?
Yeah, but I won't make, I don't think I can make that, because I have to file, to get on that hearing, we would have had to file today, the notice on the
All
10th, so it's
Would be the
2
following
weeks
meeting.
after that.
2 weeks, so
I think it's
what is-
July,
16th, I believe.
yeah.
all right, so
something like that.
to be very specific because of the new rules, could I have a motion to continue this enforcement order to the July 16th, 2025 meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Any old business or new business? Not seeing any old business come up. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Second.
Yeah, we got-
Oh, yeah. I'll take that.
let's do this again.
Could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well.